So, if you observe India, the horoscope of India considers Pisces ascendant, then with respect to Pisces ascendant, you can clearly see India has this Rahu, Jupiter, Sun, Mercury conjunction for some time in the second house. So when you observe this Rahu Jupiter conjunction, which is called as the Guru Chandal Yoga or Guru Chandal Dosh, because of this, there are some events you can predict can happen in India. First event is something related to religion. So Jupiter generally represents the belief system or the religion of a country, the rules, and also the financial backbone of a country is represented by Jupiter. So as it is in conjunction with Rahu, you can observe there are some kind of financial disturbances coming up in India as long as Rahu and Jupiter are in conjunction, and this will happen till October or November, uh, because till that time you can observe Rahu and Jupiter are in conjunction. So, because Jupiter represents financial backbone of a country in mundane astrology, as it is going to be in conjunction with Rahu in the upcoming few months, so clearly it is going to indicate some kind of financial disturbances. See, Rahu Jupiter conjunction is something like, even though there is a lot of incoming money, at the same time you can also observe the lot of outgoing money also. So expenditure also rises. So that's what India will see. So even though there is a lot of money coming in, but at the same time a lot of money going out also we can observe in India till October, November. So sometimes it may lead to some kind of financial crisis, but you know it's a kind of manageable, but still it is indicating the draining out of resources, right? So as Jupiter is in the second house, at the same time it is going to give more and more resources, more and more chances to get more and more money for the central government. At the same time as Rahu is present, Rahu is going to drain out all the resources at the same time. That is one thing we can observe. And with respect to the belief system or the religion, because Jupiter represents that basically, and Jupiter is very much important for India because it is the Lagna Lord for India. And why India should be Pisces ascendant? If you see if you watch our previous videos, you can clearly understand. Uh, we're considering the date as 26 January 1950, where our actual constitution is implemented. So at that time, 26 January 1950, 10 a.m. is where the constitution is actually presented, and New Delhi as a capital, then it shows the Pisces ascendant. And if you observe 15th August 1947, night 12 a.m. New Delhi, then it shows Taurus ascendant. But we are considering the date where a constitution came into existence. So India is of Pisces ascendant. Not only that, if you observe the nature of India is with respect to the other countries, it is a kind of, it's more related to the religious belief system. It is related to the homas, yagnas, sacrificing in nature. With all this, right, you can understand India should be of Pisces ascendant. The nature is also similar to that. And let us say if you want to know the knowledge of money, if you want to know the knowledge of uh, some scientific advancements and all these things, you can refer to other countries, right? But when it comes to learning some kind of spirituality, right, a spiritual guru of the world is India, basically, because India has lot of literature, lot of things still in existence related to spirituality. So Pisces is the sign where you can find more spirituality stuff. So it's very reasonable to consider India as the Pisces ascendant. And considering that 26 January 1950, 10 a.m. New Delhi, where the constitution came into existence, so that's also showing Pisces ascendant. It's very reasonable, right? So with that, with keeping that in mind, you can consider Aries as the second house uh, for India, and second house naturally represents the resources of a country. It can be financial resources or human resources, whatever the resources that can actually boost uh, uh, the nation's existence and gives more power to the nation. So a lot of things are happening in the second house of Indian horoscope. If you observe, even the recent eclipse, 20th April 2023 solar eclipse also happened in the second house. And as this Rahu Jupiter is acting much more than expected, because if you observe recently, this 4 days ago, the world, means the global Buddhist summit happened in India. Buddhism is, of course, uh, it's a religion which was born in India, right? Uh, but still, in India, most of the population follow Hindu culture. So it's a kind of a different belief system. You can say the Buddhism. So Rahu Jupiter is conjunction is actually showing a different kind of religion system. So different religions, right, play a role in India uh, because of this Rahu Jupiter conjunction, right? And this particular energy is manifested to an extent. This happening of global Buddhist summit for the first time in India is clearly proving that this Rahu Jupiter conjunction is very much activated for India now, right? So religion is going to play a very vital role, and the resources also going to play a vital role. So this financial resources or the human resources have some kind of disturbances here. And Jupiter is the Lagna Lord. Lagna Lord always tells you something about the existence of the country. So this Jupiter coming into the sign of Aries and going to be in conjunction with Rahu. See, Rahu always creates some kind of disturbances. Rahu creates some kind of magnetic energy, as well as it is the trouble giving planet, right? So clearly this Rahu in conjunction with Jupiter is going to give some troubles, and it questions some of the existing parts of the India. So that's where you can always see some kind of disturbances related to this Arunachal Pradesh or Ladakh, or in some other regions also. This kind of even in Punjab, of course, you know it's a bit that movement is not so active now, but still uh, there are some disturbances there, right, in Punjab. So this kind of disturbances, right, the existence related disturbances, you can also observe as long as Rahu and Jupiter are in conjunction. And one more thing is, when Jupiter was in Pisces, when Jupiter came to Pisces, actually, you can check the dates here in the app, the Panchang. So when Jupiter actually came into Pisces, India was a bit comfortable, right? Now, as Jupiter is Jupiter actually left Pisces, the sign of Pisces, the moment it left, just imagine, the moment it left, the other day itself, you saw some kind of attacks happened in Kashmir, right? Very recently, I think they killed some 4 or 5 Indian Army Jawans, right? So there's a Poonch attack. They're calling it as, right. Um so just see that the moment Jupiter moved out of Pisces, India has some kind of new things coming up into the picture, new things playing role, right? It's something related to this kind of existence stuff, and and Saturn is watching this whole conjunction. That is one of the uh, notable points. Saturn's third aspect is not so comfortable. It always gives some kind of problems, right? Some kind of disturbances. Um, so clearly, this Rahu Jupiter conjunction, which is aspected by Saturn, is giving troubles related to existence and also related to financial stuff, right? Uh, it of course increases the financial resources. At the same time, the expenditure is going to be raised. That is the problem here, right? The expenditure, see, Rahu Jupiter conjunction generally gives some kind of uh, some kind of luck also, right? But that luck is going to be drained out again by Rahu. So that is why people say this Rahu Jupiter conjunction is not a Guru Chandal Yoga, it's a Guru Chandal Dosh. Generally means it's a malefic energy, because Rahu is something like a Maya, right? It seems that you're getting a lot of money. It seems that the country is getting a lot of money. It shows, it gives such kind of Maya related energy, and suddenly once you realize that it is Maya, a country would lose the same money. So whatever the financial resources that India may get from April to November, it's something like a Maya. It's not real. It's not real progress. It's not real progress related to resources. It's not real progress of financial resources or human resources, whatever. It's just a Maya, and it will be so better. It's better to plan, or it's better to keep the resources, whatever financial resources are coming to India now, with a lot of techniques. Better the government keep all the money, or better the government utilize that money very, very properly. And that's it. The existence and the financial resources and the belief system is going to play a very vital role, and it's already activated as we discussed. That is one important thing. So this belief system is going to play much more vital role. The religion is going to play. It's a foreign religion. It shows Rahu Jupiter is a kind of foreign religion energy also. Of course, Buddhism is not a foreign religion for India. It was born in India, but it is more practiced in foreign lands currently. And happening of this kind of event for the first time in India is clearly it's a manifestation of this Rahu Jupiter energy in the second house only. That's very recently happened. This transit, Jupiter coming into Aries. So this is what I want to share for this video. And as Mars is in the 4th house, so the government may think more about the public buildings, the government buildings. It's a kind of, there is a lot of renovation or lot of new construction of government buildings can also be seen. And it's possible that the government may complete those buildings very, very quickly also, as because Mars is in the sign of Gemini now. Gemini is an Aries sign, and it's going to give a quickest approach of completing the task. So, and Mars is mainly related to this kind of building and that kind of stuff. And fourth house is also the government buildings basically. So you may see uh, some kind of new construction of government buildings here. And as Venus is moving in the third house, so a government can take the initiatives very quickly, very nicely during this particular time. So this is the current energy going on for Indian horoscope, and it's very interesting uh, to see this Rahu Jupiter in the second house at the same time Sun and Mercury. The Sun is exalted, so there's a kind of backing up for this event from the king itself, means from the Narendra Modi itself. Even Narendra Modi, actually participated. He only he only participated, and he took the main chair also. I think for this Buddhist Global Summit happened for the first time in India, and that's the energy currently running on. And still that eighth house is with Ketu, and that Ketu has the fifth aspect on the Saturn. It's kind of is the only a kind of troublesome energy that we can see. The Saturn aspected by Ketu with this fifth aspect, and the Saturn is watching this second house, is creating a link, right? This Ketu, Saturn, Rahu, and Saturn is watching Rahu. Ketu is watching Saturn, and Saturn is watching Rahu, and of course Rahu also can watch Ketu with its seventh aspect. So there's a kind of triangle made with Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu as a complete triangle. This complete triangle, in this complete triangle, Jupiter has some problematic energy here. Jupiter's energy is a kind of in a very troublesome situation. That's what we can see. But still, Sun is exalted. Still, you see there's a kind of you know there's a kind of lot of power coming from the king or the prime minister of India. And one more thing is there is only because of Narendra Modi that a lot of things, are actually a lot of things are actually going fine in India, right? That is also you can clearly observe. Otherwise, even the corona situation for a country like India, it was a very terrible event, terrible thing, and somehow India came out of that. It's not somehow, it's because of the Prime Minister of India, and that's what. But Indian horoscope, the transit effect on Indian horoscope is not so well. Clearly you can find a Saturn, Rahu, Ketu. The triangle stuff is really, really disturbing. Financial resources are a kind of troublesome thing, and the existence related stuff is also, it's very troublesome. And as Ketu is in the 8th house, sudden natural calamities that may come, because Ketu is related to that. And especially that Ketu is in Libra is playing a vital role in establishing the relationships among the countries, which is also a kind of troublesome energy, right? Yeah, thanks for watching this video.